Hi, Jimmy. How are you today?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Good. Thank you for asking. So I want to remind you that everything we talk about in today's session will be kept confidential. This particular session will be recorded, and I may use it during my class for the purposes of the class. Is that okay?
That is fine.
Okay. And if at any time you feel uncomfortable and you need me to stop the video, just let me know and we can do that.
Alrighty.
All right. So what brings you in today?
Just wanted to come in and talk about my job.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit more about your job?
Oh yes, I say about 5 years ago, started working at this grocery store.
Okay.
And at first it was cool, Started off as a dishwasher, so I had a minimum of responsibilities. So I was lay low back there, but I got pretty good at it, so they promoted me to the deli. So deli was fine, I did it for like 6 months, and then they realized that I had really good customer service. So they brought me up to the front, and the front was pretty good. Got a few quarterly customer service awards, and I got employee of the month and stuff like that for a while. So wasn't really paying attention to the pay rate. I was just getting bonuses, so they were bouncing in. Then after a while, I realized, I was doing all the work of the department head, which was the front end manager. So it's like, no, this isn't right. So, I went and talked to someone, which was a store manager. I knew they could do something. So I talked to them, and she was like, you're right. And I got another promotion, and I became a bakery manager. And, been here for about 2 years working at bakery. It's been great up until recent.
Okay. So it sounds like since you've been working at the grocery store, you've accomplished a lot. You started out as a dishwasher, and it seems as though you've progressed through a few different promotions. So congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you.
You're
That's
welcome.
cool.
So, so it sounds like you may be feeling a little bit frustrated as of lately. Can you tell me about some things that have been going on that may have made you feel this way?
Okay, when I say lately, I mean like, 6 months.
Okay.
It's been happening, and it's getting crazy. It's getting really crazy. I guess some instances where, upper management, because I'm a bakery manager, but I have a food service manager,
Okay.
and they're over me, so that's my boss. And she's kind of inappropriate with the way she handles situations and issues.
Okay. Are you able to tell me about a particular situation in which she might have acted inappropriately?
Oh yes, so I'm in charge of bakery, but I'm behind the food service department.
Okay.
So whenever it gets busy, I'll jump out and help the hot bar or the juice bar or the deli or the dishwasher even, because I got experience there. So wherever I'm needed, I'll go and jump out.
Okay.
Well, we have this guy. He's he's a newer guy, so he doesn't get everything yet. But he's been here like 2 months, so I guess she's thinking that maybe he should know by now. But everybody learns at a different rate, so you can't really follow him if he's trying.
Right.
Well, I was behind my department decorating the cake. Had to get it out by at least 12 o'clock. It's like 11:40, so I'm like pushing it.
Mm-hmm.
I look over, there's a little line, but I really can't do anything. This cake has a deadline. And, he's doing the best he can. He's smiling. The customers are appreciating, he's busting his chops.
Right.
They understand, he's short staffed. And they know they see me doing a cake, so they're not even trying to bother me. The boss comes not knowing anything about anything she just yells at him in front of everybody, and then he becomes sad and he cries. And, so I just stopped doing this cake. It's like 11:50 now. Customer hasn't gotten there yet, or the customers wanted people like, oh my god, what's going on? So I go and I don't say anything to her right away. I just go to the employee and I try to show him that I'm there for him. I'm sorry. I don't think she meant any harm, but I was trying to do the right thing without saying anything to her, make her look bad. Yeah. But the customer actually saw this interaction and decided she didn't even want the cake anymore because she was disgusted with how inappropriate the manager was. And
so when you saw the employee kind of getting talked down to, how did that make you feel?
it saddened me, I felt like, wow, how could you do that to someone? And how could you do that in front of other people that have nothing to do with the situation? She didn't sit back and be like, what's going on? She just went into assumption and just yelled at the guy until he cried.
And at that point, being that you were a manager, what did you do from there?
I immediately went to our in-store HR and I filed a complaint. I was a little emotional about it at the time because it was disgusting to see.
Right.
So I went straight to, the first step in the process because it became a process. I went to her and I told her the situation, what's going on, and I had a few customers who, saw it and wanted her to come out so they could talk about it. So I went to HR before, customers could get in there so she could at least get some of the facts. And because I didn't go in there opinionated, I just went in there with the facts. Because that's how, that's how life works. Yeah, so. But that didn't really do anything. They're buddies outside of work, HR lady and my boss.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's weird.
So I can see how this particular situation might be a little frustrating for you.
Oh, most definitely. Those are good words to put it in. Yeah. Some other things too.
What other things are going on at the job other than this manager being a little inappropriate in some situations?
Okay, so my kid's birthday just passed, and everybody knows my kids, And this particular kid, I have two kids, but this one kid is turning 2, Tori, and everybody knows Tori because he comes in all the time. My wife brings her, and everybody knows him. So his birthday was coming up, his second birthday, not too long ago. And I requested this off, 4 years ago. Not even knowing he was going to come about, but not that, but what I mean. So she schedules me because she has to go out of town for her sister's wedding. And I'm like, you knew your sister was getting married, and you knew that my son's second birthday was coming about. He's like, come on. Call someone else from another store to come in. We do it all the time for if people get sick.
So was she unable to let you off because she took off for her sister's wedding?
No, I was off. I was off at first until 2 days of. And her sister was like, hey, we're going to elope. We need you to come with us now. And I'm like, how is that fair? Their wedding was supposed to be 6 more months. But my, Tori's birthday is important to me. For us to all be there and share, important events, especially birthdays.
So it seems like family is very important to you.
Oh yeah, very strongly opinionated about my family.
Okay, good. So it sounds like you've experienced a few frustrating situations at work. And I know that work is the reason that you came in to talk today. So is it that you're maybe looking to find a new job?
That's what I came in for today. I wanted to see if you think that I should try to get another job or stick it out. It was really frustrating to go through all of this, and it's like starting to change who I am, mentally. And I think I'm being abused, and I don't like it. But I'm going to HR, and that's not seeming to work. I have another meeting coming up in the following days with the district manager, and we're gonna talk and see what happens from there. But I've also had, some job offers from not only other local grocery stores, but different restaurants.
Okay.
And I have a passion for baking,
Okay.
mostly decorating. I'm really good at it. Not too much.
Okay, so do you think that if you were to, I know you said you have a few job offers on the table, so if you were to continue to look for a new job, is that the field that you would like to stay in?
Oh yes, I have to stay. Oh, bless you. Bless you.
Excuse me, thank you.
Yes. So I love this field. I went to school for it, culinary arts.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing I could see myself doing as I was a kid. Yeah. So I got this gut, by the way.
So culinary arts was a dream of yours growing up?
Yes.
Okay.
My mom's a chef.
Okay.
My dad's a chef.
Okay.
His dad was a chef. This is a long line of chefs.
Okay. Okay. So, I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
So going into the baking industry is important to you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so what things about baking and being in that field interest you the most?
It's the patience that you have to have, the hand-eye coordination. I used to play football, and then I got injured. So one of the ways I learned to cope was by cooking. I feel like cooking, saved my life, I was very depressed when I lost my abilities, because I was almost in the NFL. I was like one phone call away on draft day, just waiting, messing around with some buddies, and got hurt. I lost my, ability to play. So cooking was my outlet to cope. It helped me to do what other things couldn't help me do, which was to get away. So when I have, a bag and a tip in my hand, I'm just freestyling it from the bottom of my heart. So it just helps me get away, helps me with patience, helps me with my, raising my kids, so it makes me a better person. Just being able to let go and in the outcome, and people, get these designer cakes that I'm making, their faces light up, and that just brightens up my day. That excites me.
Yeah. So would you say that the that feeling that you get when you said back when you used to play football, you started decorating cakes and stuff, and that kind of helped relieve your stresses and whatnot. Do you feel that do you feel the same way about it now as you did back then?
Yes, even more now, because like I was saying earlier, my kids, yeah, being patient enough to, switch out the tips, get a finer one just to get in there, more detail oriented. it's just, you have to be very precise. You have to be very patient. So that just helps me with my kids, because I'll tell them something, 6, 7 times and still not doing it. I can't, lose my mind. I just like, alright, Tori, told you a few times, just gives me compassion and makes me a better person, better father, better husband. So that's my way. If at home's getting crazy and I've just changed one too many Pampers, I feel like my wife hasn't changed enough. I'm just like, I gotta get, to decorate something. I just gotta ice some bag and put that star tip on it. Squeeze away.
Okay. So it really seems like baking and being in that field is really, really important to you.
Yes.
It is. Okay.
Yes.
And so, what other things are important to you? I know you've mentioned your job is important, family is important. Are there any other factors that are really, really important to you?
I guess, I don't know, I'm just so passionate about bacon, and when I think about bacon, I can't think of anything else. Yeah, my family, we already said that. Man, I really got anything.
Okay. I'm just trying to see, what factors are important to you that may have an influence on you possibly finding a new job.
Distance, I don't want to be too far. See, right now, going to the grocery store is like walking distance from my house. So I just hate to give that up, because where I got offers were like in the city. We live on the outskirts of Pittsburgh, so I don't want that traffic. I don't want that traffic. The money will be better, but who really cares about money when you're doing something you love? That's the only thing that matters.
So it sounds like you've taken a little bit of time to kind of figure out what things are important to you. So would you be interested in staying in the area of like the grocery stores, or are you looking to expand past that? What are your thoughts about like what type of environment you would like to work in?
Oh, that's funny. Me and my wife were talking about this yesterday. I'm really thinking about, buying my own local grocery store and just having like a bakery that's like no other inside, where it's like world renowned.
Okay.
That's my biggest dream. That's what I'm working on. I'm like a few $1,000s away from settling down with that idea.
Okay. And I know you said you discussed this with your wife. What is your wife's thoughts about this?
She's excited. She's ready. See, she's a stay-at-home mom. So, but she went to school to be an architect, so she wants to design blueprints. So she's pumped. She's like, go ahead and quit. We don't like the manager. You missed his second birthday. My wife is really upset about that. So every day I come home and she has like some new dimensions, all this geometry stuff. She tells me, don't tell her, I don't understand it. But it looks nice. The edges are different. But yeah. So she's very supportive. She's wanting me to do this now. I just want to be exactly sure when I do this. I know I'm hesitating a little bit, but right now I'm the one financially responsible for us three, us four. So, but yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like you and your wife have spent quite a bit of time thinking out, the plans of being able to accomplish this if this is a serious goal of yours. So that's great.
I appreciate it. You're very encouraging.
So if you were to open this business of yours, have you compared it to your current job as far as like work-life balance, how you would balance your family as opposed to your work life? Because it sounds like both of those are very, very important to you.
See, I'm thinking that the first 3 years I'd probably be gone a lot. I would put a lot of manpower and man hours into this. So I would physically have to be there with this so I could, train somebody to see my vision, to add their vision, and to let them do the majority of the work. And then I just fly back and just become a family man. Yeah, so the plan is to get someone else to manage it and take it over. And I just quarterly, come in and get some profits.
Okay.
And but my ultimate goal is for the 4 of us just to travel around the world and just experience life. Because, I did that as a kid, so I want that for my kids. So we need to see these things. We need to be there and touch it and be in the moment. So the ultimate goal is to just travel with my family. So, yeah.
Very good. So as far as leaving the current grocery store and finding something else, what steps have you taken so far to go about finding a new job?
I've been going to, a couple sit downs. Because when you're in a culinary, like your name travels.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't really get interviewed. You go in, you talk to them, you get a feel for it. You look at their kitchen, you look at their, stuff that they have to go along with the bakery section. And you see if it's something that you would picture yourself there.
Okay.
So it's that, and then I've been doing that, and also to please my wife, I've been going to talk to our bank and grouped a couple of investors and to see if we could really do this, if this could really be a thing. So I've been trying to take the steps, but at the same time, the dilemma is the local grocery store that I work at is just right there by my house. So I don't miss moments like, our newest child. I keep not telling you about Amari, but he's only like 8 months.
Okay.
So that's our newest one. But I want to be there when he starts, running around and stuff. Because he just started walking. And my wife called me. And I was just like, oh, my employee, hey, can you handle this? Amari's about to start running. And they're like, what? So I ran home. It only took me like 4 minutes. And I was there when he took his, second step.
Okay.
And so being that close, that's just the greatest feeling in the world. I don't care what I'm getting paid. Just being able to be there. When he starts talking, potty training, just want to be there. So whatever I can do to be there, that's all that matters.
So distance is very important to you as well, because it seems that you work very close to your home now, so you're still able to be there and support your family, even though you may have to step away to go to work every day. So that's great. What, I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
Okay, so I've heard you mention salary a few times. So, how do you feel about your current salary that you're making at the grocery store? Is it something that you're able to, being that there's other factors such as the distance being a positive thing, does that compensate for what you're being paid, or are you looking for something that'll pay you a little bit more?
Because I put a lot of time into my field now, working from a dishwasher on up. I'm content with what I'm making. I know, like, these interviews I've been going on, they're offering like 20% increase of raise.
Okay.
But the being there for my family outweighs that. Yeah, I'm only getting $60,000 as a bakery manager. Who cares when I can be there when Tori makes his second footstep?
Right.
And that was just priceless.
Right.
I didn't even care.
So financials may not be as important as being able to be there for your family and experience those special moments.
Yeah, you're gonna make me cry, yes.
So if you were offered another position that paid a bit more, but it may not be right across the street from where you live, what do you think you might do?
To be honest, I think I would have to talk to my wife
Okay.
and then come to some kind of consensus, and then do whatever is best, I guess, from that point.
Okay.
We really talk about everything equally, so I really try not to have like opinions without her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys like to kind of rely on each other and talk to each other about situations like this?
Yeah. Everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. So it seems like family and your marriage is really important to you. Can you tell me a little bit about maybe your family structure, your parents and kind of where you came from?
Oh yeah. See, when I was growing up, I grew up with my grandparents. Okay. Because my mom and dad were pretty young when it happened. They were both still in college. So I grew up with my grandparents for a while until I was able to get ready to go to school. And then I moved in to live with my mom. But her and my dad, I guess, split up because she had a new husband. And when I was growing up with them, they were close, but they weren't as close because they were both working. So they would never be home at the same time unless it was like a birthday or Christmas.
Right.
So seeing that growing up made me want to be there for my family every moment that I can. So that kind of influences me, like, with the ability to be right across the street from where I work. So I don't hate them for not being there all the time, but it just made me be like, hey, when I grow up and I can control it, I'm gonna try to be there every minute I can, because I know how much it hurts when people aren't there. So because of that, the grocery store being across the street, this is paradise, until I get on my own, and then I'll just be at home all the time traveling. Until then, I guess I just had to hash it up with what's going on and maybe go a different outlet. Talking to you really opened up my eyes, because that's what matters to me the most. I can't do anything crazy, so I just had to figure it out. Maybe talk to her or something. I don't know.
Talk to
my manager.
Your manager.
Try to figure it out.
Right. Have you so let's go back to those problems that you're having at your current job. Have you tried to talk to her about maybe the way that she's been acting?
Because every time that I see these bad merits, if you will, every time I see those, it just bothers me so much that I'd rather not talk to her and go straight to HR or someone, because I don't know what my emotions, if they could be stabilized or not. So I just go to another person and deal with it that way.
And how does it make you feel when you have to go to HR about these situations?
It's kind of frustrating, and it feels like she's emasculating me. Just because, who wants to tattletale? But when it's a professional world, you want to do what's best for you and your family. So
Right.
at the end of the day, go and talk to HR and they keep a record of it. I feel like if HR doesn't do anything, then they're liable too. So at least I'm going somewhere positive, healthy wise. Sorry.
It's okay. Okay, so it sounds like you've taken the appropriate steps to maybe get this problem resolved. So if in the case that, HR isn't able to help you, and maybe talking to the manager hasn't helped, have you weighed your options as to what you would do at that point?
Like I told you earlier, probably go to my district manager. If that doesn't work, I'm just go to home office. Yeah, I'm go to home office HR. And if that doesn't work, then I'm going to the Better Bureau. Is that how you say that?
The Better Business Bureau?
Yes, ma'am. There you go. I'm going to go there, and then I'm going to go to Yelp.
Okay.
Google reviews, Amazon reviews, somebody's got to hear this.
Okay. So in the meantime, before it escalates to all of that, how important is it to you to get the problems with this manager resolved?
I feel like I have to stand up for everyone who's in food service. So this is pretty heavy on me because I'm so close to the family structure. I've built the family at work, so I feel like everyone at work is my family. So to see them not get treated right, and they don't want to, say anything crazy. They just take it. So they have families of their own that they have to feed and take care of. So I just feel like I'm the voice for these people.
Do you feel like maybe you have to stick up for them a little bit?
Yeah, when nobody else will, I will at least try to be there.
Right. Okay. So it seems that by kind of being the voice of everybody, that could add some additional stress to your job already. Have you talked to any of your other coworkers that may be having problems? Have you talked to them to see, what routes they may have taken?
See, they're all frustrated too, but then again, at the end of the day, nobody wants to tattletale because that's how they see it. So I'm just like, come on, guys, you guys are all older than me, 40s and 50s, and I'm like, how can you guys sit here when this is just going on? I can't. I wasn't raised like that, so I had to stick up for it. My wife knows me. She's at home too. Like, what'd you do today? Like, how did it go? She's keeping a record at home of how many times I come home in tears. So she's sick of it, but you gotta do what you gotta do at the end of the day. Just can't up and quit.
So do you feel that the situation at work is kind of impacting your marriage?
Not so much because that's just not how we do.
Okay.
You primarily leave work issues at work, home issues at home. Some of it spills over, with me coming in tears. But at the end of the day, that part brings me and my wife closer. She's my clutch. She's Jordan in the fourth quarter. She's there to take over and help me when I can't help myself.
Okay. Good. So it sounds that like you and your wife have a really good relationship.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Really strong.
Okay. And how long have you guys been married?
Don't tell her I did that either. Probably about 18 years now.
Okay. 18 years. Okay. And you have 2 small children?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So do you and your wife generally have the same ideas and I guess values as like in regards to raising your children?
For the most part, yeah. We're both spiritual people.
Right.
So we like go with the flow. If she wants to do something, then, I'm all down for it. Until, maybe it bothers me. If it bothers me, she'll back off. Not to say it like that, but, she'll like, oh, okay, I understand. So we both like to compromise.
Okay.
So sometimes I'll win a battle. Sometimes she'll win a battle. But at the end of the day, we both win a battle. Yeah, you know how that goes.
So do you feel like you have a close enough relationship with her that you could talk to her about anything?
For the most part, but I don't really like to overdo it, So for the most part, I like to tell her everything, but in some cases, it's just like, I'm just gonna transpire my stress onto her. And she doesn't need that, so sometimes I try to take a different outlet.
Right.
That's why I come here.
Okay. So have you, and I know you've mentioned this before, but you and your wife have talked about the situations that are happening at work.
Mm-hmm.
So have you taken the time to kind of weigh out the pros and cons of, whether you want to stay at your current job or possibly look for something new, and just in the meantime until you can get, your business up and running that you would like to?
Yeah, she really wants me to do whatever's gonna make me happy.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, it just makes me happy being able to cross the street.
Okay. So you think for right now, the best decision may be to stay at home, or I'm sorry, stay at your current job because it's close to home, rather than finding something else. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes, ma'am. Only because, Pittsburgh traffic is terrible, so.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. No. I just walk across the street, a tank of gas lasts me a month and a half,
Okay.
opposed to, every other day.
Okay, so it's very beneficial to you that you work right across the street from your home.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it sounds like maybe at this time it might be best to stay at your current job. So I guess your biggest factor that you would have to consider would be being able to address the problems with your manager.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound accurate?
Exactly.
Okay. So after talking today, what routes do you think you could take to possibly make that relationship with the manager a little bit easier on you being at work?
I guess, I'm either gonna have to. Actually, I think I'm gonna go talk to the district manager and get him to mediate, if you will.
Okay.
And then see if that does anything. If not, then I think I have enough supporters at work to get them to all come together.
Okay.
Because, one of them won't come. But if I get all of them to come,
Right.
then that just shows that, this is what's going on. And I'm not the only one that feels this.
Right.
There's a whole store of us.
Right.
Mm.
Okay. And so, are you hoping that maybe by talking to the district manager and having him mediate between you and your manager, do you think that'll resolve some of the problems that you're having?
Yeah, I really do.
Okay.
I think it'll help her, because I think it'll help her understand that I have enough support, within the store to get her canned.
Right.
So this mediation is really for her because I'm a canned person. And even though we're angry with her, I'm angry with her, she's still part of the family. So just like, hey, we're going to talk to mom and dad. And hopefully mom and dad can set this out, or they just kick you out of here. Hopefully, I don't know. I don't want anything bad to happen to her, so hopefully she just hears it out and we can just go from there.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm hoping that we can hash this up and this can go away. And be like it never happened and be a learning experience for everyone. And it's making me a better person every day. Because I feel like as this happened, this turmoil, my family life is getting better.
Good.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that you're having to experience this with your manager, but you can also look at it as a positive for you, because being that you're a manager as well, you can kind of take the qualities that you see that are good and the positive or the qualities that maybe are not so good, and you can apply that to your employees as well, being a manager. So I think it'll help you to progress as a manager, and eventually that'll help you when you decide to open up your own business.
Oh, thank you. I didn't think about it that way.
Right. So maybe as a homework assignment, when you go back to work, maybe you can kind of identify some of the characteristics of your manager that you really, really, really like. And, you can see if those are qualities that you possess as well and try to incorporate those into your everyday life as a manager. And then maybe you can identify some of those bad qualities that you maybe aren't so fond of with your manager. And you can really self do an evaluation of yourself and see, if some of those qualities within yourself you can improve on to become a better manager for your employees. How do you think, if you were to assess that, how do you think that would change your viewpoint of being a manager?
I think it made me appreciate that, I got my head on straight and I talk to people with compassion. And it helps me to see ways that I can improve. We're not all perfect. We all have our own problems. So maybe like looking at how she's doing things I can make sure that I don't do it that way. Or if I am doing it that way, then I don't do it that way because I know how it feels to be the recipient of those actions. So it's teaching me, whether I want to admit it or not. She's actually having me become a better manager, a better person, better father, to my Tori and to my wife Angela.
Okay. So it sounds like you're really able to grasp the idea of maybe turning the negatives in the situation into a positive situation.
Yes. Only because I came here to talk to you. It's like you got my mind thinking.
Good. So, so by the next time that we meet, what are some of the goals that you would like to set for yourself to ensure that you're making progress in this situation and your work situation that may not be um, at its best right now? What could you do to really try to turn it into the best situation possible?
I guess I could, do my homework that you've given me and make sure that, I really am, being attentive to it and doing it and just going from there, By this time, next time, I'm hoping that, we've talked about it and that we're working on it. Slow progress is still progress.
Right.
As long as she starts trying, then we gotta help her out.
Right.
Maybe I can do things better and help the team to be better, And at the same time, she continues to get better and be more compassionate, have better patience. Then we can all work together and still be a happy family. Either way, we're family, so we just gotta work this out. You don't give up on families. I'm not gonna give up on my manager.
Okay.
She has some good qualities.
Well, that's a very, very good way of looking at it. It's a way to stay positive and You also want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Especially being a manager, it's a high stress job. You want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself to the best of your ability, so that your employees don't suffer the same way that you may be feeling from your manager. And it may also be beneficial to you to maybe talk to your wife some more. I know you said you guys are very close. And maybe just weigh the pros and cons of staying where you are, versus opening up your own store eventually, and just really lay out the step-by-step process with her. And I think that'll bring you guys closer together as well, closer than you already say that you are. How do you feel about that?
Oh man, I'm sorry, I was just speechless. You really laid it out there. I just feel good about it.
Okay.
I think I can do it.
So after meeting today, do you maybe feel a little bit better about how to handle the situation at work?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay. So make sure that you do that homework that I've given you, and I really think it'll help to benefit you in the long run. And we will get back together next week.
All right, thank you very much for your time, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you, you too.
Bye.